Do you smell that? Do you smell that? The smell of unhinged self-importance, and it's got like a whiff of desperation that even the strongest essential oil can't mask. That smell, yeah, that's the smell of yet another family vlogger telling on themselves. And this week it's Utah mom / nurse Hannah B. Hyatt, who shot to TikTok fame after finding 17 dirty diapers around her house. But the internet sniffed past the stank of the diapers and smelled something fishy, leading us right to the bizarre world of the Suspool. Oh hi, hello, it's Swoop, and welcome to the dark waters of the Suspool, the place where everything and everyone is sus, maybe even us. Come on in, the water's fine. Welcome back, Suspirians. It's time, grab your Pampers and your Boudreaux's butt paste, not sponsored, and slather up because today's episode is going to chafe your sweet little behind. Okay, I'm sorry, I will try to keep a lid on the potty humor. Get it? Lid, toilet, lid. Okay, I'll stop swirling around it because we got a real floater here in the Suspool today. I didn't think I'd be saying those words, but hey, it's a new year. If you're new here, welcome to my second channel. On my main channel, Swoop, I do full-length deep dives, and over here, we don't. We dip. We dip into the dark waters of the Suspool where everything is basically just unhinged at this point. I mean, I don't even know what's going on in the world anymore. Yeah, January has been the longest year of my life. I'll just say that. Maybe I'll talk more on my other channel, but welcome to the chaos. If you're into mind-bending, dark and twisted tales, subscribe to this channel, bring a towel, tell your friends, and go ahead and send the like button a love letter for Valentine's Day. See if she likes you back. All right, we're gonna throw in our suits for this mini dip into the story in a moment, but real quick, let's talk about the new year, new me. But one thing for me is that month after month, Factor has been a game changer for saving me time and stress from those little things like having to go to the grocery store, having to meal prep and cook just to have to do the dishes. Honey, I am so tired. So a huge thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video. They've been such a wonderful supporter of this channel and our community. Factor makes meeting your nutrition goals easier than ever by delivering fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meals right to your doorstep. Every meal is absolutely delicious and ready to go in just 2 minutes, okay? Seriously, what else can you possibly get done in 2 minutes? So I've been using Factor for like, my gosh, it's been like a year, more than a year, and every meal is incredible. Seriously, there has not been a bad meal. And not only are they delicious, they save me so much time and stress. You can skip the grocery stores, the meal planning, the prepping, and the cleanup. You can eat stress-free with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. All you have to do is heat for 2 minutes and enjoy, and you have more time to do the things that you love. And the meal options are just so delicious. You can choose from a weekly menu of over 35 meals, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. You can also discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast or on-the-go lunch, snacks and beverages like protein drinks and juices, which I just adore so much. It really is just the perfect way to fuel up for your new year and springtime goals. And again, I can't say this enough. Every dish really is delish. Okay, ooh, dish is delish, yes. I had the most amazing Peruvian style chicken with red pepper cauliflower grits and broccoli one night, and a delicious black pepper and sage pork chop with smoked cheddar Brussels sprouts and creamy broccoli the next. And don't even get me started on the chicken Florentine with spinach and garlic chili cauliflower. Oh my gosh, listen, it was phenomenal, no joke. And the best part, Factor is flexible. You can easily change your order up from every week with plans from 4 to 18 meals per week, or pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. And it's better tasting and cheaper than the overpriced takeout trap, okay? I said it. So if you want the joy of not having to think about your meals, saving your precious time, money, and skipping the grocery store, head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50swoop2, that's 50swoop2 to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50swoop2 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box, and treat yourself, honey. You deserve it. Okay, buckle up, strap your swimsuit on, whatever you're wearing, the Speedo, and let's dip into, who's wearing a Speedo? No one is wearing a Speedo. Let's dip into the Suspool. So earlier in the last year of time, Hannah B. Hyatt, also known as Nurse Hannah, shot to popularity when a video of her counting the dirty diapers scattered around her house at the end of the day went viral. The total? 17. 17 effing diapers. Why?
Let's pick up all the dirty diapers I have lying around my house right now. I kid you not, my guess is probably 15. I don't own a diaper pail or a diaper genie or whatever they're called. They just kind of get thrown around my house and then we just collect them in a bag at the end of the day and take them out to the dumpster. So I've been solo parenting for the last 24 hours. So we're gonna see how many dirty diapers we have just lying around with 2 kids.
Okay, I have no idea if this is like a normal thing. Are diapers just laying around the house with kids? I don't know. Maybe. She says she's guessing 15, so it sounds like this is a thing that happens. But I'm listening. I'm seated. I'm sat.
Promise you, I'm not even exaggerating. This has only been 24 hours. So I'm counting just 4 diapers right here on the coffee table.
Wow, on the coffee table. Okay, I am tempted to feel very weird about that because it feels very weird to have poopy diapers on the coffee table. But to be fair, someone might say that if my cat walks across my coffee table, okay, they go in there and they got their little poo scoops. They do their little scoops. They're walking around in there and then they might get on the coffee table because you know cats get everywhere. So okay, I'm still sat.
Found another one right behind the couch. Oh, found 2 more.
Are they really just all over the house? This is no shade. I'm literally just so curious. Is this what it's like as a parent? Are they just around do they just stay around the house? Because I always thought parents, like they step on like the kid's toy because it's just all over the house. Do you just step on diapers all over the house? I don't know.
So far that's what, 7 diapers, I'm pretty sure. That's just down here, like in the kitchen living room area. Let's go upstairs.
Yes,
I already know this is gonna be so bad.
Let's go upstairs.
Okay, so right away I'm seeing 1, 2, 3 diapers.
Does this mean that they're changed? Like, are they being changed in that exact location? Because in my head, I'm like, okay, a diaper is getting like taken off and like wrapped up and you put the little adhesives or however you fold these things when you're done with them. Does that mean that they were changed like on the floor at the top of how does this work? I have so many questions.
That's 8, 9, 10 diapers. Then into the bedroom. This is the corner of what my side of the bed looks like at night. It's embarrassing, I know.
I'm really trying to understand the reasoning of them being all over the house, but maybe that is the way it works. Sit down, okay, we're gonna do it here. I don't know, I don't understand, I am confusion.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think if I counted right, that's 17 diapers lying around my house. No wonder my house friggin' stinks right now.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm crying. I'm just kind of crying because did you see the top comment on here from Becca? Becca, what is going on here? What does Becca say? You don't need a diaper genie to throw away diapers. Hope this helps. Okay, bye. So to be fair, this video resonated with a lot of moms online for showing the real, vulnerable, often overwhelming side of motherhood. Even mentioning that she doesn't own a diaper pail could be seen as, a rejection on the overconsumption forced on new mothers in a vulnerable state, with extra items, kind of peddled as the absolute necessities of motherhood that just drain finances when usually any old trash can will do. Like seriously, this diaper pail cost $80. Literally, what? $80. What is this? Why? Why is this? I mean, I don't know. Is this necessary? I have no idea, but I feel like $80, in this economy, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I got cats. I don't know what it is like to be a mom to a human, though I did, just to be clear, I did consult with a mom of a newborn just for this video. So I wasn't, kind of talking out of my own boo-boo ass. But moms in the chat, chime in here. Is an $80 diaper pail, is this a reasonable cost for a doo-doo trash can? Is this? Maybe it is. Maybe I should just, I don't know. Now, does a diaper pail make things more convenient? Absolutely, so I'm told. They're known to hold a buttload of diapers, pun intended, and are also designed to trap in the nasty, stinky odors because I don't know if you know this, but rumor has it, baby poo has a special kind of stank to it.
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell. The smelly smell that smells smelly.
But every family does things their own way, and if Hannah's way is to take the diapers out to the dumpster each night, so be it. Putting them on the coffee table, though, it's a little questionable. Is it a little sus? I don't know if we're there yet, but it's a little, I mean, did you see the smear mark left behind? Okay, the smear mark. We see the smear mark. Let's do it in slow motion. Let's make it in slow motion. And you see it. Yeah, that's some moisture there. Now, Hannah pointed out that she's been solo parenting her 2 children for 24 hours, a toddler and a newborn, a notoriously hard combination. So is it surprising that her home gets messy or that things fall through the cracks? Not at all. According to Dr. Joan Younger-Meek, quote, should have 6 or more wet diapers per day, and that's with breastfeeding 8 to 12 times a day for at least, 30 minutes each time, plus pumping, plus burping, plus naps, plus entertaining a toddler. That is a lot to do by yourself. Honestly, all y'all parents out there, and moms, your parents as moms, but I'm just particularly shouting out the moms, but just parents in general. I don't know how you do it, but okay, I am just bowing to you because you're incredible. But we know it's a lot to do by yourself, which is why Nurse Hannah's video resonated with so many parents and started a trend of parents mostly identifying as mothers, sharing their moments of realizing just how overwhelmed they were in their motherhood. And so Hannah was touched at the outpouring of support. We're talking about like massive amounts of support that then turned to massive amounts of other things. We'll get to that. Now, just imagine a Zach Bryan song playing over this, which she had, and I'm not gonna but I'm gonna read it, okay? Scrolling through everyone's 17 diapers videos at 1 a.m. is making me say that I'm not alone. 100,000 negative, judgmental comments on one video and countless shaming videos doesn't compare to the support I feel watching these 17 diapers, a trend. Listen, that is an absolutely fair post to make. And if you find community in motherhood, amazing. Did I mention actually I had written an entire script on Zach Bryan? Like it's in the drafts. I have so many scripts in the drafts that have been there for like a long time. And we might just leave Zach Bryan in 2024. I don't know. But back to Hannah's post, because hello, this is the internet, so where there is support, there is inevitable criticism. At first, it was mostly what you might expect. Like Blackheart ghost emoji says, bet your house smells like pee. Okay, they're very to the point. Mina Lee says, I have never had a diaper pail either, but I had a trash can. So, the subtle shade is going on. Cleo, are we just not picking things up anymore? SSD, we throw them away when we wash our hands. Are you washing your hands after changing them? It's getting a little, Then there was this charming one from Che, who says, I remember when we kept secrets. And honestly, I think you're onto something with that. But here's my favorite generally confused comment by Bree. Wait, why do you just throw them around? Bree, that is an excellent question because it does indeed seem like at least some of the diapers are tossed about in quite the haphazard way. And maybe they could have been tossed in the direction of a trash can kind of way. Now, Hannah made a follow-up video to address some of the backlash and to clarify just how she got into the 17 diaper predicament.
So for those of you coming at me for how I choose to dispose of my dirty diapers in my house, just know that you are 100% absolutely correct, and this was just a one-day kind of thing. I seriously could not live with myself if I had constantly dirty diapers lying around my entire house. Only reason I was possibly able to accumulate 17 dirty diapers in my house on one day. First of all, I have a 3-week-old baby, and those babies are going through like 10 plus diapers per day. And honestly, if I'm being real, those diapers don't really stink, and they're not really that full anyways. But anyways, the only possible reason that this actually happened was because this day I'm pretty sure I had some sort of flu or some sort of bug. I got to town and I can barely get my butt off the couch to go to the bathroom, let alone taking care of a newborn and a toddler all by myself while my husband's out of town hunting. Like 100% survival mode. My main priority that day was making sure that my newborn was fed and that my toddler was not picking up my newborn by its legs.
Now, it is definitely important that her main priority is that her newborn is fed. That is great. And that her toddler didn't pick the newborn up by its legs. Did I hear it? Okay, I mean, listen, like in my head, I'm like, well, that's your child. It's not a pet rock. But again, not getting picky here, but also I would feel really weird about calling my cat Pork Chop an it. I would call him a him, but maybe that's just me. What do I know? What do I know? That's also my question for the year. What do I know? All right.
So a few dirty diapers lying around their house, yeah. Yes, I know it's disgusting. Yes, I don't know why I had them on the coffee table. That's just where they got thrown. Everyone in the comments was talking about their dogs getting into the diapers and their toddlers playing in them, and I don't really have that problem. Seriously, how sick I was feeling that day, I'm surprised I was able to pick them up at the end of the day. If my husband wasn't hunting and actually had phone service, I would have called him to tell him to come rescue me. That's how sick I was.
Okay, couple of things here. In the first video, Hannah makes it sound like she's showing how they do things regularly in her house. And here she's saying it's, a one-day thing because she was sick. She didn't mention the sickness in the first video. Did she? I don't think she did. I don't think she did. Did I miss that? Whatever. But also, people are like, okay, husband, way to go, leaving your wife alone with a 3-week-old and a toddler to go on a hunting trip with no cell service. Like, is that a thing that husbands do? I don't know. I mean, a husband, it's like if you're going away and you're not going to have cell service, she can't reach you, then like the least you could do is get her a freaking diaper pail. Anyways, Hannah also discusses her guidelines around changing diapers.
I don't really change their diapers when it's just pee. Unless it's like a lot of pee, like they're not going to pee one time and I'm going to change their diaper, because that means I would change their diaper 30 times a day, and holy, that's expensive. We don't have, plus this is not necessary. Like, they're not going to get a rash from one round of pee. So it was probably poopy, and I found it under my couch, and it's probably 6 weeks old. So, yeah, how's your day going today?
Yeah, so according to my mom friends who know way better than I do, this is actually a very common practice. BSN Cara Dumaplin of Taking Care of Babies, I love that name, honestly, that's great, Taking Care of Babies, says the following, quote, poopy diapers should be cleaned as soon as possible. You don't need to change the diaper every time it's a little bit wet unless your little one is struggling with a diaper rash. Now, I'm gonna be honest here. I had no freaking idea that this was how it works. I'm just being real. I had no idea, okay? I had no idea. Like, I know that when I first heard Hannah say this about the pee thing, my gut instinct was to be like, girl, what in the hell are we doing in the 2025 year of our Lord? But then I took a step back. Highly, highly recommended when reacting to line. Pun intended, pun not intended. I don't know. But I took a step back. We can all do that. Use our critical thinking. I summoned my critical thinking and I said to myself, self, wait a minute, self, let me pause and keep my childless cat lady opinion to myself for a minute and ask someone who knows better. And I'm gonna read directly what I got from a mom real quick in case it's helpful to any parents watching. Quote, Taking Care of Babies is a hugely recommended resource for all things babies. Our pediatrician recommended it to me. Also, the nurses that were taking care of my baby when he was born told me that I didn't have to change him every time he pees if I use disposable diapers because the absorbent layers keep the diaper dry. But after 3 pees or so, it starts to get wet, and that is when to change them. Girls should be changed more often, but it's more about keeping the skin dry than anything, which blew my childless cat lady brain. And also, then it had me asking another question of like, moms in the chat, chime in here. How do you know when they pee? Like, do they just indicate somehow like facially, or like, is it a sound? I don't know how any of this works, y'all. But this is the thing we keep running into with Hannah. She says things that might be, kind of run of the mill, but her presentation of it or her doubling down of it and the fact that the motivation behind it seems to maybe be, I don't know if it's out of convenience or for the trending content and to do it for the views kind of thing. If that's the motivation, potentially maybe rather than the total well-being of her kids is what started to not sit right with people for better or worse. Like we've seen things happen with family vloggers where they start and like they're just doing simple things that parents do, and then they start getting a lot of views and they're like, how can I push this even more? And then they wind up pushing their child for the content, right? Now, it's also important to note that there are some things that are perfectly valid to do for parents' convenience. And it's really, easy for people without kids to basically just judge others' parenting with truly no idea of what goes into it. And so this is why Hannah's content resonated with so many people. She was standing up to the kind of the mom shaming, and people felt really seen by her videos. At first. Yeah, wait for it. As Hannah kept making content and as people looked back on the content she'd been posting before she blew up, it became clear in the minds of many that she wasn't necessarily posting to highlight and help the struggle of parenting, but maybe revel in it. Allegedly, these people's opinions. Now, let me explain. The 17 diapers video, she brushed that off as a one-time thing. You know, she was sick. Her husband was out of town. That was her lowest of lows. Her house never gets like that. Even the trend of people posting their 17 diapers moment was about when they hit kind of rock freaking bottom here, right? Totally understandable. But then Hannah made another video.
I'm 5 weeks postpartum and I might look all put together going to church today, but no. If you could see what I'm holding right now, no. I know the other day when I picked up 17 diapers, I said it was, not very often, but today I picked up quite a few.
Not the dumping them back out. I just, and then picking them back up with bare hands while holding the baby.
In my defense, most of these are wrapped in trash bags ready to be taken downstairs. I just haven't taken them downstairs. So in my mind, they're technically taken out already. They're technically thrown in the trash without the trash can, you know what I'm saying? Some of them were not wrapped up in a trash bag, unfortunately.
I'm also just kind of like, can you support the baby's head at least? When I was watching that, y'all are going to see it, but because I'm going to blur it, but the baby, the head is just, the baby's just kind of draped over like a little wet blanket. And I thought that you're supposed to but
James, my toddler, is now unfortunately sick with a fever and some other bug. I don't know what he has. So that's been fun. Jaden has been really refluxy lately, so we were up frequently last night with him. To top it all off, my husband woke up this morning and said, I have a sore throat. So he might be getting sick now too. After collecting all the diapers and then dumping them out to count how many I collected, it was a scary number. Can you guess how many I collected? It's pretty nasty and scary. I don't know, going to church today was my priority, but apparently the diapers were not. But my babies are fed, they're changed, they're healthy, and I might have collected 19 diapers this time. I'm being so real right now. I didn't just place them just for this video. That's me being real.
At this point, Hannah is kind of raising some serious red flags for people who were watching for multiple reasons. For one, because she's becoming, a viral TikToker and is freely posting her children in a lot of the content, which raises a lot of family vlogger ethical concerns. And now, not only is Hannah an overwhelmed, potentially mom who leaves 17 dirty diapers on her coffee table and thereabouts, or 19 dirty diapers that she tosses on the floor, but Hannah is also a nurse. So it seems like Nurse Hannah, people would think, should know and follow a bit more of a strict hygiene practice, especially since she literally just said in the video that her whole family is getting sick. And am I grasping at straws here? I don't know, people. Are we in the Suspool yet? Is this weird? Is this all? Now, it turns out that Hannah isn't quite what you'd expect from a traditional nurse.
Okay, so I'm 30 weeks pregnant and I still haven't gone to the doctor yet. I'm not trying to make this controversial here. I genuinely just want to chat about it. I'm 30 weeks, haven't gone to the doctor yet. My insurance, I think, is active now. I have it. I'm trying to get on a better insurance plan. It's not working out too well. I keep getting denied from all of the government programs and other good programs out there. I keep getting denied from them, from Utah. Basically, I have insurance. I need to make an appointment here. I'm hoping... I keep forgetting to call, basically. It's my own fault. It's my own dang fault. I always remember to call, make an appointment at like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. when the offices are closed. Like right now, it's almost 5 o'clock and I should have called, but I just forget. It's funny enough, I've actually talked to quite a few people lately that are pregnant that also believe the same way I do. That they're just like also like, not that prenatal care is not important or necessary or a waste of time or whatever. Like they also just like, you know what? Like I also like don't have the time for it, or I'm at work Monday through Friday, so it's hard to get in, or I'm sure once I find a doctor and actually get in, I'm sure there will be a little bit of judgment. Typically when I have taken James to the doctor in the past, or I've gone, like last pregnancy when I didn't go to the doctor a whole lot and I explained to the doctor, there's a little bit of judgment.
Okay. Again, everyone has a right to bodily autonomy and can choose if they want to pursue care or not. And the insurance element of this conversation is one that, the whole country has been talking about even more so ever since we first heard about Luigi. But also, I don't know. Maybe setting an alarm might be a good way to start remembering to set an appointment for the looking of the care of the baby in the bun, but the baby in the bun, the baby is the bun in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
That's basically my update. It's not too exciting. Basically, I have insurance. I need to call. I've called one place. They don't take my insurance. It's not laziness. It's just, I'm just forgetful, basically. It's just not on my mind. It hasn't been on my mind for 30 weeks. I haven't been like anxious about it or anything. And so it's just like not on my mind. So now that I actually can go to the doctor, I forget.
What? What is happening? Where am I? Why is she famous?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk tour.
Okay, so first of all, this nurse said it's been how long? Okay, let me check my notes. 30 weeks for a pregnant nurse not to see a doctor. Is this what is, why am I here? Listen, obviously I'm not a doctor, so don't take this as medical advice, but if you're pregnant and you have access, that's a key word too, if you have access and can afford to do so, then please go to the doctor for a checkup. If not for the health of the baby, then for your own health, like, just get like your little arm in the strap and get your blood pressure checked, okay? I think there's even pharmacies that'll just do that for free. And again, I know not everyone has access, and that is a major healthcare industry failing in this country, and I'm imagining maybe in others, but I don't know. We're just kind of dumb. We're really dumb over here with that stuff, so hi. But if you do have access, maybe go. Like fun fact info from a mom, did you know that if you have a negative blood type, like A negative or O negative, that you're recommended to get a special shot so that your body doesn't attack potentially the fetus if it has a different blood type than you? Like, I had no idea. And where do you get that shot, Nurse Hannah? Nurse with the medical training? At the doctor. And also, like, it is a privilege. Let's be real. It's a privilege. It sucks that it is, but it is a privilege to have a healthy enough pregnancy. And then also being, a medical professional, to be this kind of flippant on social media about blowing off the doctor to literally, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people who might not know the risks that this could carry. Not that everyone has to carry the weight of every person's experience, but if someone sees prenatal care as just like a nuisance that isn't really important and they're a nurse, they are incredibly lucky to have a straightforward, seemingly uncomplicated pregnancy, but they're spreading this kind of information to people that might really just need to see the doctor. But listen, okay, it's 2025. I don't think people care about anything anymore. And I think people are just doing whatever the hell they want, and they're going to tell you about it, and they don't care if you don't like it. So that's kind of the vibes that have been carrying over, that I've been seeing even more so exponentially. And what are you going to do? But also, it seems like Hannah has goals outside of being a nurse.
I am currently in New York City because of 17 diapers. I am now known as the 17 diaper mom. That's probably gonna follow me forever, being that I threw away 17 diapers in my house. So I'm thinking, let's make something out of it. I'm in New York City. I was on a talk show yesterday. That's insane. That's freaking insane. But I wanna take it kind of to the next level. I wanna be able to take this 17 diapers thing and really just make it explode even more. Make it like, a name, a brand, something that really means so much, so that when someone sees and hears 17 diapers, they know exactly what that means.
Now, is this out of the ordinary? No. Wanting to build a business or a brand around something viral, something that rapidly spreads really fast, or even content creation isn't strange. I mean, we've all seen Hawk Tuah girl ride that Suspool wave for all that's worth, even if she might be riding that wave to prison, allegedly. But, most creators at some point form a brand or a company or share, something with their community. They create some type of, things like merch or tutorials, or they write a book, and so on. This is all part of the creator economy. These are small business owners creating businesses. So for Hannah, it's not bad to have a goal or be ambitious, but it is bad not to support that baby's head. Put your elbow under his little head. He just got a little baby head. But the thing that was giving people the ick about this in general on the internet, and it's not just the 2 diapers that she's using as props, it's that she's talking about marketing. She's talking about branching and blowing up the 17 diapers thing. But people wanted to know what does that mean? What is 17 diapers? A TikTok trend? A messy house? Skid marks? Now I pitch that if she's going to do a podcast, okay, start your podcast, call it 17 diapers, and do interviews with other parents and talk about, parenting challenges in a real vulnerable way while, offering support and community or, for parents who might feel alone in things that they're going through. And to do this podcast preferably without the children on camera.
But I don't know how to get the attention of, say, Avery Woods podcast, Matt and Abby podcast. So I need you guys to help me. Tag them. I'm going to tag them. We need to get 17 diapers to the next level. So let's make that happen.
But rather than creating a business plan or solid idea of how to use her new notoriety to help people, it seems like she's asking her followers to help her get more famous. I don't know. Am I reading this right? Y'all? I've seen content go like really, really hard on Nurse Hannah. And I'm just trying to be like, maybe there's another perspective and let's just like, let's take that step back, that critical thinking. But also, maybe we're just too early to know what she's going to do. This is the word on the streets, people. Now, it gets even more cringe to some because she doesn't stop the marketing train and pulls moves straight out of the 2012 Instagram handbook. Follow for follow, anyone?
Did somebody say 17 diapers giveaway? Because we're doing a 17 diapers giveaway. And don't worry, it's not actual diapers. Unless you want diapers, we can, I guess, include diapers. I'm including so many things for this giveaway. I don't have all the details finalized yet, but there's gonna be a few winners. So in order to be entered in these giveaways, you have to be following my YouTube, my TikTok, and my Instagram. They're all Hannah B. Hyatt. This isn't the actual giveaway itself. This is just like the hinting, the prelude, the whatever, we're just like, go follow so you don't miss it, basically.
Wait, that wasn't even the giveaway? Just the announcement of the giveaway? And she doesn't know what she's giving away. Okay, maybe her process as she works through it, in real time. Okay. I don't know, y'all. Like, I guess this is maybe the flippant attitude. The vibe is maybe part of her personal brand, to give a vibe where she won't try that hard with those types of things. And, that sells for people. But I don't know, the more influencers that come to my mind, it's just gotta maybe scratch all that to hell. Maybe no one cares anymore. Messy is the new brand, okay? No, it's just no one, I don't know.
I was like, I need a bean dip and hot Cheetos.
Is anyone else feeling this? I'm feeling this. Here we are. I have thoughts, I'll share them another time. Back to Hannah. The deeper people dive into Hannah, the less and less trustworthy they thought she was. In particular, there were some red flags raised in some parenting videos that she posted.
I'm expecting baby number 2 in 2 months, so here are some rules I have as a parent that I didn't think I was gonna have as a parent.
Okay, let's hear the rules, Miss Hannah.
If you're babysitting them and you're in charge, you can discipline them how I would, but if I'm around, then it's me. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want to discipline them, but if I'm not there, you're babysitting them, and they do something that they're not supposed to and you need to discipline them, you can discipline them to my rules.
Rule number 1, discipline the way I discipline. Okay, that doesn't necessarily sound unreasonable. Some families might not expect a babysitter to discipline at all and rather report behavior back to the parents. But when you're dealing with a toddler, sometimes immediate action might be necessary if they're, having a moment. The word discipline is a bit of like a buzzword in some sense and often associated with like harsh punishment or seen as the antithesis to gentle parenting. But that's not technically the case. Like discipline generally is just enforcing a consequence, which can be as simple as taking away a toy that a child is fighting over or going into the other room with a dysregulated child to do some deep breathing. Hannah doesn't explain here what her style of discipline is yet, only that she expects her caregivers to uphold her standards of discipline. So I can see where she's coming from here.
There's no hitting, there's no biting of any sort. If you do that, I'm just gonna do it right back to you. If you bite, I'm gonna bite you. Not hard, but like enough that like, hey, that doesn't feel good. Don't go biting people. Don't go hitting people. It's gonna happen right back to you.
Okay, rule number 2, bite back. Immediate regret, immediate regret. This is her discipline? That is just like a terrible move. In my head, it sounds like a terrible move. Let me know in the comments. Is this things that people do? Listen, I may not be a parent to a child yet, but from my understanding of having, once been a child and talking to parents, kids learn by modeling behavior. So if mom is biting me, that just tells me to keep biting. Like a 2-year-old literally has no idea what is right or wrong or where boundaries are most of the time. They literally just got here. Like they can understand words or like meanings. So, you know, say no, remove them from the situation and tell them something they can do with their maybe frustrated energy. Like, I don't know, like stamping their feet or like growling like a lion or something. I don't know. Like biting back, I think isn't that like literally what Cesar Millan tells you to do to your dog? Children are not dogs. And even then, like, who the is going around biting dogs? Do you want to die? Listen, I don't know that content very well, okay? I just heard these words on the streets and I was like, who is biting dogs? There's probably more to it than that, but whatever, we're not deep diving. I don't know, maybe this is a hot take. I just kind of feel like maybe you don't need to prove yourself as like the alpha of corporal punishment. Like when I was a kid, I used to get beat to shit, like whipped with leather straps, okay? Let me tell you, it did not instill a healthy relationship between me and that adult who was doing that. Not my mother, of course. I just kind of feel like you need to be the safe space to help the kids like learn to navigate the world and like regulate their emotions. But then I remember back to rule number 1 and she was like, discipline the way I did.
If you're babysitting them and you're in charge, you can discipline them how I would.
Does she expect her babysitter to bite the kids? Like, yeah, the title, yeah, shocking, I know. Hannah went viral yet again, and for all the wrong reasons. Now, I'm not gonna show the video. I know that a lot of other creators have. It's now been deleted, but I'm not gonna show it because it involves her child in what many consider to be in a very concerning situation, potentially, allegedly. Now, it's not a graphic situation, so I'll kind of lightly explain it, but in the video, Hannah and her husband are at the grocery store with her older son sitting in the cart, but Hannah's husband goes to hand the son an item and the little boy like majorly like flinches, kind of like that at the sight of potentially the husband's hand coming forward or the item coming forward. And the internet went wild. Many people thought it was indicative of CA, saying that, you know, a child wouldn't react like that unless they had, you know, hands potentially raised to them before, you know, previously in some type of aggression. Other creators argue that the child was dysregulated already and it was simply an overwhelmed reaction. That's why, you know, we're not gonna say it's exactly one thing or another, right? I'm not even in the child's head and I don't know. We don't know. We have to be careful about that kind of stuff, or at least I want to be careful about that kind of stuff. I understand why people were like, kind of like really angry. I totally get it. When I first saw it, I was like, wow, I have a lot of thoughts. That's concerning, maybe. It's very concerning, but I don't know more context. But then the internet did a thing. This video of Hannah's son sparked a response trend. Another trend on TikTok, because God knows we don't have enough of those. It was a very questionable response trend where parents tested their own kids' flinch responses to prove they didn't harm their kids. I don't personally know why someone would do that. If you think that that's cool, I'm open to hearing your thoughts in the comments, but like, I don't know. I don't understand why someone would do that, to like do something to see if their kid's gonna flinch and then film it and then post it online for the world to watch your kids in that situation. It feels exploitative to me. It feels like, what if the kid did flinch? Do you want the world to start parenting your kid because you posted online? But then I don't know, man. I see these trends and then people are like, let me put my kid who has no idea what's going on. They can't consent to this stuff. Let me just, do you know what I'm saying? But in regards to Hannah in the video, people were concerned enough that multiple people did what you might expect. They contacted the Ogden Police Department Child Protective Services, as people very often do when watching family vloggers do things with kids that the viewers either they don't like, or they think is very concerning, or they think there could be something harmful going on out of like trying to protect. again, I just keep thinking, like, do we understand why family vlogging is highly, at least questionable at this point? At least this type of style. I keep asking y'all, every time we cover like a family vlog channel, I ask you if there's people who are doing it responsibly. And so like I see, people listed in the comments, oh, I think this family is doing it responsibly. So go ahead and leave those comments again if you've found any other channels, because I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it at all, but I don't want to just condemn every single parent who's ever put their kid online. I don't think that is fair. I think there is context and nuance to all of that, right? And like sometimes it's just they posted the school portrait or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, according to the Ogden PD via the Salt Lake Tribune, a quote, Ogden police say they are investigating a social media influencer after receiving multiple calls from concerned TikTok viewers who reported that her viral video suggested mistreatment of her toddler son. Hannah Hyatt received flack on TikTok and Instagram for the videos, including one where the child was seen flinching, but in a TikTok video posted November 29th, Hyatt said her toddler's reaction was him just playing and denied any wrongdoing. Ogden Police Lieutenant Will Farr said Thursday that no arrests have been made and no updates have been posted by Friday afternoon on the department's Facebook account. A report had been filed and sent to detectives to investigate, Farr said, adding that no other information is available. Across the spectrum of possibilities, this could have been anything. Severe child harm at worst, or a sign of it, to an absolute kind of nothing burger. And the internet thinking, that they should parent someone else's child based on a few seconds clip. And again, I understand why there was concern there, but because Hannah put it out on the internet, it was widely regarded as CA in some way, which then raised a lot of questions. Is this clear and obvious CA being caught by droves of, concerned onlookers trying to protect the child? Or is this response simply because it's, under the microscope of family vloggers? Is her laissez-faire parenting like refreshing somehow in a world focused on overachieving and pressuring kids to the point of perfectionism and expecting perfectionism with the parents and expecting perfectionism with content creators? I mean, I've thoroughly understood the more I'm online and making content that I get held under an infinitely, is it larger or small, a bigger, more of a microscope on every little ounce of every single thing about me, down to my lipstick or my teeth, which I have made so obvious what all of the trauma behind my teeth, and yet people still scrutinize and they speculate and they do all with their teeth. But the question is, in regards to Hannah with the flinching video, people wanted to know, was it neglectful? Was there something going on? And then you get into all these other questions. Was Hannah, being neglectful? Or should the internet just stop weighing in on every, video that a parent posts? Or should parents stop posting videos of their kids entirely? Is time a flat circle? But of course, Hannah posted a response, very on brand at this point.
So the fact that I even have to address this right now is kind of insane. Social media is just, it's a scary place. And I never understood people that much when they said they couldn't share their kids' faces online or they couldn't share much about their kids. I didn't really understand it, but it's crazy.
Yes, sharing your kids online to hundreds of thousands of people is going to be a little wild. It's going to be a little wild.
In real life, this whole lazy husband thing, it's satire. My husband is the sweetest, nicest, kindest, most loving, most nurturing father in the entire world. He is playing on the ground with James like 90% of the day. If that man is not laughing, having fun, teasing him, playing with him, whatever it is, then I don't know, then something's wrong, because those two have the strongest bond, the strongest father-son bond that I know of anyone else.
And I hope that is absolutely true. If that's true, then that's incredible. Like, we don't know. Ultimately, we don't know because we're not in the house, right? We don't know. I hope that's true. I hope it's true.
And it makes me really sad that social media has turned it into something, or me, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's, it makes me sad that I guess I've turned it.
That's a surprising moment of self-awareness. I feel like we were on the verge where she's like, it makes me sad that people turned my husband and all that kind of stuff into whatever, but like, then she's like, or maybe I have. And like, I think maybe she means by posting it online for the world to see and weigh in on my children and stuff. That might be a self-aware moment.
I don't know. In the video that you guys are all freaking out about, they're just playing. They're always playing. They're always playing where they scare each other. James is obsessed with dinosaurs and bears, and when they look away and they come back and they scare each other, and they play, like when they throw something, they'll play throw. like psych them out, you know, and they flinch and whatever. Like, that's what they're always doing. They're always like hiding behind couches and jumping at each other and chasing each other around the house and up the stairs and down the stairs and tackling each other. They're always playing constantly, to the point where like, if I'm trying to talk to my husband, I can't because he's always playing with my son. Nothing's going on. From the moment that my husband wakes up in the morning to the second he goes to bed, he is only thinking about our children and our family and what's best for us. And that's never not on his mind. He is constantly thinking about his children, their futures, what it's like now, how to be the best father. You can't.
I guess I didn't realize, like, with, like, the backlash, again, because the video is, like, deleted, so, like, wasn't going back and looking at the comments, but I didn't realize that, like, her husband, apparently, it sounds like, took a lot of heat for that, because, again, he was the one who was, like, extending his arm and stuff, and the kid reacted. And so she seems like she's really fighting for, like, defending her husband.
Believe everything you see on social media. You just can't. I promise.
There is truth to that. I have no idea in regards to the situation. And again, when you look at the context of like the things like the hitting and the biting response, then people sounded the alarm, right? I think people are going to think out of an abundance of caution, what's going on here?
And when I promise this, I'm serious. Nothing is going on. You know, I don't really owe anyone an explanation. I could just be like everybody else, and when stuff like this happens, I could just keep quiet. And I thought about keeping quiet, just kind of letting it blow over. But I thought, I don't want that. I don't even want the thought of that out there. I don't want anyone to suspect anything, that even to be questioned whatsoever, that me or my husband, that we do not love our children, that we do not treat them with anything other than love. Like, it's crazy.
I think people are going to have a lot of questions about the biting thing again, okay? I am having a next to impossible. I say next to impossible because we try to reserve perspective for things, but like, man, when I hear that, it's just like, I don't know how to not be pissed about the biting stuff. Now, here's a theory based on nothing, okay? Speculation. It could maybe seem like this might be two young adults who started having kids, maybe way too young, as is often the pressure in the Mormon faith, Mormon culture. Not making it a monolith, just a little observation. You know, so maybe they weren't ready to be parents on the internet, especially when you share things like allegedly hitting and biting your kids as a form of corporal punishment, the way she literally said directly out of her own mouth she does. Like, I get that there's, you know, the realm of possibility that the flinching video was not what some people thought it was, but also she literally said that she bites back. She literally said that. She said she bites back. So I also think it's in the realm of possibility that people had valid concerns. You know, you got a mom saying, I bite back. You know, but so when you put the context together, that, you know, let me remind you, Hannah chose to post online to hundreds of thousands of people. But what do you all make of this? What do you think? Is this all a misunderstanding? Is there maybe more to it? Leave some thoughts in the comments, and you know, as always, keep it cute. I do have feelings about this biting and the hitting and the support and Now, to go back to the playing, right? This version of playing that Hannah describes could be the type of thrill-seeking play that dads are known for, that, you know, helps kids establish boundaries and explore, you know, in the confines of a safe environment. Or it could be reckless and over the top. Daddy of 5, I am looking directly at you. It's not reckless, isn't even a word that I would use for you. It's just heinous, awful, terrible, terrible things. But who knows with Hannah? But of course, Hannah's audience found a few videos that they argue point to the latter. Now, I'm gonna have it blurred, right? But so her husband flicks away her son reaching for some French fries.
Start up were $9 lobster rolls. Technically, we got a lobster roll, a fried shrimp roll.
Some people will view this as a playful way to like get, you know, his hand out of the shot maybe, or like, you know, you already had your fries, these are mine. Or people think, is this something nefarious? The hitting and biting. The whole family vlogging, profiting off of the children to stir up the controversy bits. I have questions. But getting back to it, people also found another video.
I can't do that. Now, the next way that we save a lot of money while we eat out is we don't order drink. We don't drink alcohol. We're not ordering sodas. We literally, when they come to get our drink order, we are only 100% of the time. If we have leftovers, we are bringing it home. I see so many people stand up from their table and leave half of their food there, and then it just gets thrown away. If I'm paying for that food, it's coming home with me if I didn't eat it. So anyways, that's how you eat cheap on vacation. Always making sure your hotel has a breakfast. Always doing research on restaurants before you actually get there on prices. Not blowing a ton of money on drinks and appetizers.
Now, I'm gonna be real. Fried chicken and French fries may not be the healthiest option for a growing boy or a grown-ass bitch. And I'm gonna be real. I may have eaten something fried. Who cares? It might not be the healthiest option for a growing boy, but his table manners are impeccable. Now, I know you can't see him because they blurred him, but the little man was just like sitting there and just like looking at the food and looking at mom and like looking over here and looking at dad and the food and looking at the food and back and forth and just very demure, very mindful, but also perhaps looking longingly at the food. Now, that's how a lot of people interpreted it. They felt really bad. It was very heartbreaking for a lot of people watching this video, and I can totally understand that. And now I can't say for sure, but a lot of parents chimed in the comments saying that he looked hungry and wanting, and that's not ever something that we want to see with a child. Now, we have to be fair, or at least I have to be fair. Maybe his food hadn't come yet. Maybe his food was on its way, but I mean, that still wouldn't change in his mind that he's looking longingly at the food. So that, but another question, maybe he already ate. Like, you know, when I watched the video a few times, like I did see that there's a plate. It looks like there's a plate in front of him, and it looks like there's like some salad on it. And if you really kind of look closely, there is maybe a chance that it was a side salad to maybe like a small meal. So like, I don't know, maybe there was like a kid's meal that came with a salad, and like maybe he already ate that meal and then like left the salad, which you can then see the parents kind of picking at the salad. But this is me. Listen, I'm trying to stretch it here for the possibility. Okay. And like, again, I'm just as like potentially as upset as a lot of the people were in the comments, but you know, I don't want to accuse someone of starving their kids if they like aren't, you know, but like, again, you know, and then it's like, this is what happens when you film the kids and you put them on the internet for hundreds of thousands of people to look at. But wait, Hannah's not done with the kids and the content. She also posted a video of her husband giving their son lemon juice, which, what are we doing, Hannah? Now, it's fairly commonplace. This has been like a thing, a little trend or something that's been going on like forever, to give babies like, you know, like a little lemon wedge or something, or like a little bite of a wedge. I swear this has been going around since the dawn of time, but a spoonful of lemon juice is it's just way more intense. But you know, the comments all love it. So, okay, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Is this a thing that parents do? And I just don't know, because I'm looking at that. I'm like, that seems harsh, but I don't know. But then they up the ante, and this is one of those things that I'm like, yeah, you see how the little things, you do one little thing and test it out on the internet, whether you realize you're testing it or not, you know, with the kids and the family and the vlogs. And then you get a good response. So you push it a little more, and maybe you push it a little more, and then maybe you become daddy of 5. Maybe it gets even worse than that. And that was really bad. So this family, Hannah and company, upped the ante again and then gave the child a straight up jalapeno.
What?
Listen, I can't. This is just like, this is too much for me. Like, I've been trying to be as fair as possible. and whatever. But like, parents, do you? I'm gonna still ask the question. This is what I'm doing. This year is the year of me asking a lot of questions. Parents, do you feed your kids jalapenos? Am I missing something? Because that seems dangerous as to me. But like, I'm not a mom again, okay? And like, I don't know. I know what happens to me when I have a little tiny seed of a jalapeno, okay? It is not good. It is not good for the swoop. Ugh. Okay. Now, if Hannah B. Hyatt existed in a vacuum, people saying CA might seem like a leap. But truthfully, the family vlogging culture, especially family vloggers in Utah, like Hannah, have often exposed themselves to be, at best, questionable parents, for the simple fact that they're using their kids for content without their consent on a regular basis, and at worst, Ruby Franke. Now, I'm not at all personally going to compare Hannah to Ruby Franke, not at all. But Hannah herself has gotten that accusation. People have literally called her that.
The fact that I'm even being compared right now to Ruby Franke is absolutely comical. It's hilarious, really. We live in a world nowadays where people will turn nothing into something. We live in a world where people are so desperate to become TikTok famous, they will post about anything in order to get views for themselves. They don't care if it's gonna bring someone down with it, they just wanna become TikTok famous. The fact that my children are happy, they're healthy, well-nourished, they're running around playing, that should be a pretty good indicator that everything's just fine. It's great. They always have a clean bum and never have a dirty diaper on. The fact that this is even a thing right now is something that it truly is really funny. Honestly, with social media nowadays, I can sit down and eat a sandwich and that would be controversial for some reason. I've had a lot of friends in my life ask me how to get started on social media and on TikTok specifically, and I've always told them, only do it if you have ridiculously thick skin. You cannot post your life on social media if you don't have thick skin.
Now, while it's true, yeah, you really do need to have thick skin, and that sometimes people will run with absolutely shit narratives to try to go viral or piggyback off of, somebody's name, or try to make good people into bad people just because they don't like them and they're, obsessed with feeding their confirmation bias about someone. I actually would have hoped that her advice for other creators after, getting compared to Ruby Franke, would have liked to have hoped that her advice would be to say don't vlog your kids, but I digress. I hope maybe over time she stops vlogging the kids entirely, okay? That was my hope. Now, Hannah mentions that she finally understands why people feel like they can't post their kids online, but unfortunately her reasoning is that it's to avoid public scrutiny about their parenting practices. But in reality, people don't post their kids to protect the kids from exploitation without their consent and freaking weirdos online, because those exist. On December 3rd, 2024, Hannah B. Hyatt just stopped posting. She went from posting multiple times a day, starting a YouTube channel and posting Vlogmas Day 2 the day before, which kind of, I think, implies that she intended to post the other 23 days of Vlogmas. She went from that to totally nothing. After almost a month gone with no update, she came out in the new year with a video doing her makeup with no speaking, but text saying, "New year, new me." Then she announces a new YouTube video. They are moving.
Well, hello there. I look absolutely horrible and scary and atrocious right now, but we are moving. That is why I look this way. We have been packing up our house.
Now, Hannah turned the comments off, but actually when I checked back within a few days, actually just what was that, yesterday, the day before or something, she had uploaded a couple more videos, and one thing I can say is that I was actually relieved to see that in these kind of lengthy vlogs, you don't see her kids at all. I didn't see them once. If they are there, it's flip.
I honestly have had a great time on it. I honestly have had a really roller coaster of a ride on social media. It's been up, it's been down, it's been great, it's been bad, it's been a lot of fun, but it's also been it's been a job, it's gonna be weird to think that it's gonna be gone.
Now, I don't know where this story is going to wind up down the road, but maybe, just maybe, a family vlogger with some alarming content to many learned that putting your kids online all the time isn't healthy for them. And yeah, there are a multitude of questions that we could ask in regards to the whole topic of family vloggers in general, right? It's when are commenters online crossing the line? Are there any examples of ethical family vloggers? What does that look like? How do we find a happy medium? Is there a happy medium? And while family vlogging is exploitative and gross a lot of the time, in my opinion, it also can, in a twisted way, reveal and somehow, in a twisted way, help kids that are in harmful family situations by, people discovering it and then trying to help. But another layer to add to that is, would those family dynamics be harmful if the world of family vlogging didn't make it so lucrative? Does the genre and the millions of fans potentially push parents to cross boundaries with their kids that they maybe might not have if it wasn't paying the big bucks? The Ogden CPS investigation is ongoing, and for the sake of her kids, I hope that Hannah was right when she insisted that nothing was going on. But until we know for certain, and I don't know that we ever will, but all we can do is hope that her, her recent YouTube videos that don't feature her kids will become the norm. And maybe, just maybe, there's one more personal vlogger out there and one less family vlogger. Whew, okay, Susperians, time to step out of the dark waters of the Suspool, grab a towel and dry off. That's what I got. What do you think of this wild story? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want to hear more stories like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and tickle the like button for more. And let me know in the comments if you have any stories that you'd like to dip into, or if you'd like to deep dive, then that goes for the main channel. You can also grab your very own pieces from the new Suspool collection. We've also got the Valid Ribcage and Unbroken collections. I've designed these pieces, the Suspool collection, to just kind of have some fun while we dip into the cesspool of life, holding up that tea kettle and pouring it back into the sus. I know you're gonna love these pieces as much as I do. Also, make sure to tag me with your outfit photos so I can share them on Instagram and my Instagram stories. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and now Bluesky, linked below. That's where I post most often and also announce opportunities to have your thoughts featured in my deep dives on my main channel, Swoop. I do have a brand new full deep dive Swoop documentary out on my main channel, and there's gonna be a lot of content coming very, very soon. There were things that I had to just like work through up here and stuff going on with family, and then Los Angeles was on fire, and watching my community burn was just really did not put me in a good place. And I'm still just like, it's a lot. So, but I'm working hard, okay? I wanna still bring the content. Having these conversations is just very fulfilling in a lot of ways, with just like letting our brains just look at a story together. So that is linked below and in the pinned comment. I highly recommend checking out that deep dive after you watch this. Huge thank you to our channel members. I appreciate you all so very much. And also huge thank you to our Patreon producers, and all of our Patreon members. I've been very busy working away on a new series for Patreon, a new style of content, and I'm also now posting new additional unhinged videos, the after school Suspool specials. Those are exclusively available on Patreon. There's tons more content coming to Patreon. You can also get your name in the credits of all of the videos that I do here and on the Swoop docs, the deep dives. And so if you would like to have exclusive access and become a member, it is linked below in the description and the pinned comment. And thank you so much for your kind support of the work that I've been doing, with my team and with the channels and beyond. So yeah, good things in spite of the tough things. Also, join me in the joy of not having to think about your meals, saving your precious time, money, and skipping the grocery store and the meal prep and doing the dishes. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50swoop2, that's 50swoop TOO, to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. That's code 50swoop2 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box, and treat yourself, honey. Thanks for coming for a swim. Have a good day out there. Keep it creepy, keep it cute, and I'll see you next time in the Suspool. Swoop!